The Child Rights Act, adopted by Nigeria in 2003, requires that the well-being of every child must be respected and considered paramount. Unfortunately, in today's society, children have been exposed to harmful experiences, one of which is child molestation, and it is in the increase day by day, coupled with statistics from UNICEF. This will be our focus in Midweek Connect this Wednesday, 19 February 2025. I am Udwakobong Achibong, and with me is Ifoma Okafo. Ifoma, good morning.
You're looking very beautiful as
Just
always.
as you too, you look good. And of course, we have something interesting to talk about this morning, which
Very
it's
important, that child molestation.
It's something we need to really look into in the society.
It has been in our society, but we'll keep on beaming lights on the need to address the issue.
It's essential, But before we go into that, let's first bring you the tidbit. Residents of Ute in Upobaka local government area are those of Orio Ozolua and Ounde local government areas, both in Edo State, have appealed to the state government to sustain the tempo of the ongoing road project and ensure their completion. This was the appeal when Governor Mondo Kweolu visited the communities to inspect ongoing road project.
Look at how it's falling inside. But Pakopisa promised us when he was campaigning that 100 days in office is going to do something here.
He tells us, if he win, he goes easier to start and food. He uses to start up.
Not be how far, but how well.
I'm so happy because I know the situation of the road before. I've been applying this road for years. It's very bad. So, but now I can see improvement. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Edo State.
The registration for the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAM examination has been on since 3rd of February 2025, but not without complaints from applicants and coordinators who allege irregularities and network failures.
So there were a lot of people outside, and they asked me, I went inside, they said I should come back tomorrow morning. She gave me a number, 500 and something.
There's also no network, and people inside are much. So that's all. People are rushing so they can get this one done and start focusing on the reading.
My appearance is 6 p.m. and I hope that they will attend to me. Like, we are much here, and this place, like, they are very slow and it's actually stressful. But
since on Friday, Saturday, we are here. Then I will see some lectures people, they will pack them in, they will start them. Why there will be some students there outside, they will sit, they will even some, they will come around 5, 4, they will not attend to them.
The Nigerian Police Zone 5 Command Headquarters, Benin, has declared 2 suspects wanted for alleged murder conspiracy at Tulu Okwashuku, Delta State. The Command Public Relations Officer, CSP Tijani Momo, disclosed these at a media briefing in Benin City.
They are land-related, leadership tussle, and others. They are hired guns that are people that are used by other members of the community to cause crisis and mayhem in the community. We want the general public to exercise caution and not to engage the suspects directly because they are considered armed and very dangerous. If seen, they are to be arrested and handed over to the nearest police station or to the office of the Assistant Inspector General of Police, Zone 5 Headquarters, Benin City, or call any of our designated police hotlines. The handsome reward of 1 million naira awaits any person or group of persons that gives us useful and credible information that will lead to the arrest of any of the wanted persons.
If you are just joining us, this is Midweek Connect on NTA Benin. We now take a break. We'll be back to continue with the program. Please stay tuned.
Join us every day on NTA Benin Network Center, Channel 7, VHF. Star Times on Channel 103. You can log on to our social media handles, YouTube, NTA Benin, Facebook, NTA Benin, Twitter, NTA Benin 1. For breaking news, call our news desk on 091-535-59648. NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
Do you live in Aduawa and environs, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, annual ceremonies, family or corporate events in a serene and conducive environment that is close to nature? Then look no further. NTA Benin Aduawa is a place for you. NTA Benin Aduawa has a large field for all your events and ceremonies. Also, at NTA Corporate Headquarters TV Road, we have a state-of-the-art, fully air-conditioned, ultra-modern hall for all kinds of indoor events with a standby generating set, therefore ensuring uninterrupted power supply. We also have NTA Pavilion for all outdoor events at the same venue. Guess what? Our prices are affordable, locations are easily accessible, venues conducive and highly secured. Our outside broadcast van is available 24 hours and can broadcast your events live. And above all, you can air your events on our award-winning program like Events and Style. And any booking on the field or hall gets a bonus of free news coverage. Wow! What are you waiting for? Grab this opportunity and have your celebration in a grand style. For inquiries and bookings, please call NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
NTA Benin, reaching you from the ancient city of bronze, the cradle of black civilization.
Join us every day on NTA Benin Network Center, Channel 7, VHF. Star Times on Channel 103. You can log on to our social media handles: YouTube, NTA Benin, Facebook, NTA Benin, Twitter, NTA Benin 1. For breaking news, call our news desk on 091-535-59648. NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
Do you live in Aduawa and environs, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, annual ceremonies, family or corporate events in a serene and conducive environment that is close to nature? Then look no further. NTA Benin Aduawa is a place for you. NTA Benin Aduawa has a large field for all your events and ceremonies. Also, at NTA Corporate Headquarters TV Road, we have a state-of-the-art, fully air-conditioned, ultra-modern hall for all kinds of indoor events with a standby generating set, therefore ensuring uninterrupted power supply. We also have NTA Pavilion for all outdoor events at the same venue. Guess what? Our prices are affordable, locations are easily accessible, venues conducive and highly secured. Our outside broadcast van is available 24 hours and can broadcast your events live. And above all, you can air your events on our award-winning program like Events and Style. And any booking on the field or hall gets a bonus of free news coverage. Wow! What are you waiting for? Grab this opportunity and have your celebration in a grand style. For inquiries and bookings, please call NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
Yes, this is Midweek Connect on NTA Benin, and of course it's a program that we do x-ray issues in the society that affect everyone, the young and the old. And so in today's edition of Midweek Connect, we have a topic to look into, talking about child molestation. And of course we have as guest in the studio that will be doing justice to this topic today. She is a girl child and cultural advocate. Of course, you know, as far as this issue we are going to be discussing is concerned, she always likes to lend her voice to what concerns the girl child, not just the girl child, but humans. And so, your name is Ifeko Koko Ewere.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
And welcome. Of course, you've been coming around.
Oh, yes, exactly.
We always love it when you come around to share your thought.
You're looking beautiful
Thank
as
you.
always. Your hair is fine.
Thank you so much for finding time out to come to the studio. But before we go into the discussion, I think we have a backgrounder. Let's take a watch.
Child molestation is considered a heinous crime that scars victims for lives. With a saddening statistics of 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 10 boys, it has become an alarming issue in Nigeria, where citizens have been agitating for a stop. Parents and guardians of victims, as well as other concerned Nigerians, have bemoaned the ability to trust anyone, as most perpetrators of child molestation in the country are said to be familiar persons and even family in some cases. It is said to be commendable that the Edo State government is among the 24 states in the country that have adopted the Child Rights Act in an attempt to protect its children. The 2015 Child Protection Policy of Edo State is also geared towards providing ample protection for children in the state. However, the masses have raised alarm on the issue of child molestation that has become a pressing concern throughout Nigeria, and Edo State is not exempted. The crime of child molestation, causes, and its prevention will be the focus on Midweek Connect this Wednesday as it treats the topic child molestation.
Thank you, Mabel, for introducing us into the discussion today with what we've heard about child molestation. Child molestation. Somebody out there may want to understand what is really child molestation. So
I don't know if the producer talked about there's a video that can, you know, yes, bring.
Of course.
In fact,
at
the
least
totality of what we're trying
let
to
him
say
first give us the definition, and when we come, we will now go back to really portray what you are really saying. So, but when somebody says child molestation, how would you best describe it?
Okay, child molestation means violating the rights of a child. It's a heinous crime against Child Rights Act. This can be done by any form of assault or exploitation on the child. It can be physical or emotional, and this causes some kind of trauma or even death on the life of the child.
Okay, when you talk about physical, can you just give us some of all these forms of child molestation? You talk about physical and emotional. Can you just quickly give us maybe 1 or 2 examples of when you say physical or psychological before we now watch the video that can tell us more about what you're talking about?
When talking about physical molestation on a child, it means probably assaulting the child. It can be hitting, or taking sexual activities on the child without the child's consent. Because a lot of people in the society are fond of carrying out such acts. They see the children as someone that do not have a voice. They cannot speak out. And so they carry out that act on the child. And it's a very heinous crime.
Yes, yes. You see some of For example, you see some children going through so many physical abuses from their mothers,
Yes.
but mostly from their caregivers. But thank God, people that can afford CCTV, you know, most of these ones, when you watch the CCTV, that's when you see what your children or your child is going through, the hitting, the slapping. Some even use objects to hit on children. Then when you talk about psychologically, you see some people trying to, like, you know, when parents quarrel where their children are, you know, it finally affects their psyche, emotions and everything.
All right, let's take a watch on the video that you have handy on this particular topic before we really dissect. Yes, coming back from what you've just seen, it's so appalling. Appalling. And as I was looking at it, I'm like, is this really her child? Is that child really her child? That should go to that extent? And this brings us to the point, when we talk of child molestation, what really accounts for this kind of social vice in the society?
Sometimes it's transfer of aggression. At times it can be mental imbalance. Especially when you're hitting someone. Some people are not mentally balanced. They say many are mad, few are wrong on the streets. A lot of people are looking for others to perpetrate such evil on. And so this thing has been on right from time. There are different kinds of molestation. It can be sexual. And the Bible even accounts for the act of molestation in the book of 2 Samuel, where the King David's daughter Tamar was being raped by her stepbrother. So these things are prevalent. It has been on right from time immemorial. And true. The religious bodies, they kick against it. The society kicks against it. The government kicks against it. All form of molestation on the child, either in area of indecent assault like hitting or unlawful penetration, or any form of incest. Like some brothers or sisters having some kind of sexual activities. These are negative vices. It's not supposed to be done. And a lot of things can trigger it. Even the Australian Child Maltreatment Survey said that the girl child, they experience double of that than other gender, than the male gender. And most of these people who have experienced sexual assault, they have experienced it repeatedly. It is a repeated pattern.
Okay, so once it's done,
it's always done until it's been known.
No, okay,
yes.
Okay.
Once it's done, it's always done repeatedly and until it's been known.
Okay.
Yes, and most of the people the gender that is actually faced on those kind of molestation are the female gender. You see where they say they need a virgin to be sacrificed. It's a form of it.
Yes,
there are also areas that they defile, they penetrate different areas of the child's body or the female's body just because they want to carry out that act, and it's a heinous act.
Okay, Coco, like this video that we just watched, I don't know, will you say that this is the parent of that little baby, or is it a mental case, or is it like a transferred aggression? Maybe the husband did not provide for the family that day, so the woman was not trying to transfer. And what's so disturbing is somebody was actually recording that. You understand? So what does it not tell you about the society we're in? We don't care about another person, you know. So can you just do a refresher?
For the video that was just shown on set now, I wouldn't say if it's if the man did not provide. I really do not know if that is the mother of the child. But that's what I can see is that person may be a caregiver.
Exactly.
And a lot of children who are with their caregivers, they face this kind of molestation, especially assaults. And it can be physical harm or sexual assault on the child. Regardless of whatever is happening to you, you don't have the right to transfer your aggression to a child put under your custody. There's also a survey that says that some people, those sexual acts that are being carried out, there's a survey that revealed that a lot of people who perpetrate that act have also faced that act while growing up, and they were not curtailed or cautioned.
So it's like a chain reaction.
Yes.
I was molested, so you
they
now
feel
begin
it's right.
I haven't heard that pedophiles, some of them are because of what they experienced when they were small, as they grew up.
They grew up becoming what that they experienced
when they were young.
So I think
aside that pedophilia act, it's a mental issue. It's a dysfunction. Someone who wants to carry out that act is actually dysfunction. The person is not stable, is not balanced. Because someone in his or her right senses would not want to perpetrate such kind of evil act on the girl.
So it's a psychological problem?
Yes, it's multifaceted. It cannot actually be.
Okay, you really talked about that.
Yes.
That girls face this child molestation or molestation generally, because from the background, Mabel was talking about 1 out of 4 girls and 1 out of 10 in boys. So meaning that from these statistics now, it means that it's very worrisome for 1 out of 4 and 1 out of 10, because people don't even believe that boys are also molested. Because I have an experience when I was doing one research that these homosexuals, one pastor molested a boy of 5 years, that if he does it, that his pastorship or whatever will continue to boom, you understand, until he was arrested and it was reported. So I mean, when you hear about boys most parents don't pay attention to their boy children. They believe your attention is only on your girl child, not knowing that all those priests are also perching on their boy children. So what's your own take on that?
In our global space, right, there's no child is free from molestation. But what we are trying to do is to create a safe global space for both the male and the female gender. A lot of people in the society, they're on the lookout for the girl child. They want to protect her, unknown to them that even the male gender, they are also at risk of being molested and face sexual assault from most times those people who are above them, that's in age. Sometimes it's not just from their peer group, it's also from people who are older than them, because there's this kind of power imbalance. The power imbalance always necessitates that, because it is who you are, that's what you give out. Such people, they have that negative mindset to perpetrate such havoc, and so they carry it out. But let me point this now, that there's a violence against person prohibition, which is a form of which is enshrined in Edo State, that any form of indecent any form of indecent assault carried out on anyone will face the consequences of the law. Yes, there are fines and attributes to such perpetrators, because the Edo State government, they are fully putting their hands on deck to make sure that people who carry out indecent assaults on the children, either male or female, will face the wrath of the law.
Well, let me ask you something. At times you do hear that it's not. I did hear someone say that child molestation is largely unreported in Nigeria. Yes. We have a situation that ahead of before the child could finally come out to talk, it had already been happening. At times, mother telling the mother would say, "Be quiet. Continue doing. No worry. I'll put, so nothing will really happen to you," and all that. What do you think accounts for this kind of scenario in the family, that this thing is being hidden?
Okay.
At a point in time.
Follow up on that, Coco. If you see most times when you talk about rape, you know the name rape underlined, but when it comes to boy child, they say it's a sodomy. They want to now put it in such a way that the name now will not be, trying to now embellish
cover it, yes.
Cover it, as they say, committed sodomy on that. Instead of that, rape is rape. You understand? But because of the culture we live in, people, all this shame culture. When you go, even when I was doing their research, I now went to police. They have records, but they refuse to. You understand? The kind of, I find out that most people want to settle out of court when it comes to rape. Nobody wants to, is it that my boy trying to
so back to my question. Why do you think that is largely unreported in Nigeria? Why?
Because it is.
Why?
It's largely unreported in Nigeria because a lot of people, they do not want to face that shame. They don't want to face that shame. They don't want the government to see that there are some excesses on their own part. It means the child was not rightly protected. That was why the child faced such nefarious act from the perpetrator. From age 0 to 18, when you sexually take advantage of a child, especially the girl child, we call it defilement. It's only from 18 above. That's when we refer to it as a rape case. So defilement is usually prevalent and usually underreported because of some families. They want to protect their family name. Because of shame. They do not like the stigma. They don't want the stigma at all. They don't want people to look at their kids as being not properly taken care of, So those are the reasons.
Well, don't you think it will have a negative effect on those children or
that course, child? It's traumatizing. A child being defiled face trauma, and this affects the child's well-being. You may see them going into their shell. They don't play when they see other children playing. When they see some kind of older uncles or brothers or relatives, they run away.
Hey, you brought to my attention on just also from that report we watched from the background that talked about that most times these children or these people, the victims, are being raped or molested by their relatives. Some of them uncles, some of them neighbors, and so. What do you have to say concerning that?
That's like I said earlier, there's a form of power imbalance. Most of the times, these things are carried out by older ones.
Around the
child.
Not far.
Not far.
We will continue with that, but let's let our viewers know that it's a phone-in program. You can call to share your thoughts on what we are looking. We are looking at child molestation, and the number to call 0810 904 2594. 0810 904 2594. You can also call 0703 695 7086. 0703 695 7086. We are looking forward to your call. Please, you can continue from where you.
Okay, I said that a lot of children, they usually face those acts of being defiled or raped, and these acts is being carried out by people within.
People known to them,
within their neighborhood,
uncles,
it can be their uncles, their relatives,
their
cousins, their distant relatives, or people living within
family
them,
friends,
or neighbors. So we are calling for special care on children. Parents should be vigilant, caregivers should be vigilant, and have the right mindset towards the child who are under their custody. Because if you are found wanting, you will be brought to face the wrath of the law.
There was one report we did sometime, Coco, that in fact I was actually the one that did it. A father was in fact sleeping with the daughter until she now got pregnant.
It's prevalent.
So it's prevalent.
Yes, it happens.
So what could be is it like is it a mental case, or what could have been? Because the man said it's just that he had a problem with the wife, so they are kind of separated. So the daughter is now staying alone with him. So I was now wondering, where could that kind of animalistic tendency or instinct sorry to say, come to the man to now begin to sleep with the daughter to the extent of impregnating her until it was now made public and reported?
Well, these things about the stories about fathers sleeping with their daughter is prevalent in our society. It doesn't just start from one day. It starts from touchings. You're touching the child when you are beating the child or putting the child on your lap. Your man will not just go straight to the child and pump on her. He would have been assaulting her physically, touching her in an indecent way before he would have done that. And a man who is seen doing that is mentally unstable. Some of them, they say they use it for rituals. I don't know. It's just an alleged that they allegedly use it for rituals. But a man sleeping with his daughter, a child from his own loins, it has a mental imbalance. And he should be brought to book and face the wrath of the law. It's inhuman.
Let me ask you, yes. Yes, on what is, like she said, father sleeping with child, uncle sleeping with nephew. You see, man, or like when I saw the child was confessing that he would tie him and would defile him.
That's barbaric.
And at the end of the day, we begin to wonder. It brings me to the point. I know you're an advocate of the gender and whatever. You want things to be done rightly for the gender. At last, it's not just about the female. Even the males are being molested too.
Yes.
And so what can you talk about the fight against child molestation in Nigeria? Is it really something that we can embrace, that a lot has been done, or a lot still needs to be done?
Yes, we are the foot soldiers against this mayhem. We are trying to make a safe, secure and inclusive environment for all gender. A lot has been done, a lot of stakeholders engagement, a lot of sensitization, a lot of advocacy around Nigeria has been done. Even in the Edo State is one of the states in Nigeria that are known for protecting the gender, both the male and the female gender. Like Ministry of Women Development and Social Duties, they are known to protect the rights of all gender. You know, there's also the Sexual Assault Referral Center where cases are being reported.
Okay, like the Vivian Center.
The Vivian Center.
If I should ask, has there been any case in a state here that somebody was arrested or tried for child molestation and justice was served? Can we have a particular incident that we can relate here?
There have been several cases. Even till this moment, a lot of cases have been tried. A lot of cases have been tried, and those perpetrators have been made to face the wrath of the law. So I can say that boldly that Edo State, they are trying in that regards. But we're also calling on the Nigerian police force, calling on hospitals to provide the necessary evidence. Like when a child is being defiled, the first point to go to is a hospital for you to see for treatment and also for
evidence that something has happened to that child.
Something has happened. Sometimes some of the issues that they face is because maybe the case was not reported earlier, so that evidence is being silent. You know, you don't have it first-hand information. So a lot of things have been done, even in universities. You know, there are counseling units and Center for Gender Studies, other stakeholders, other NGOs. They are collaborating to synergize to make the society safe and secure for everyone, to combat this molestation.
Anyway, last time that you were here with the other lady that works with I think they talked about that Vivian Center, you know, where they refer people. They also talked about that they provide them with apart from treatment, they also do all these free courts, you know, justice for them, and they don't collect any 1 naira from them. So I think it's one of the ways that the government is trying to make sure that this anomaly is brought to a point.
Yeah, we're also calling for parents to teach their children to know the zones in their body that should be warded off from people not to touch. Like you teach them the zip area here and down is not for anyone, it's for you. And also your butt should not be touched by anyone. You zip it.
Okay.
So when you teach a child that already knows what yes and no is, should be taught sexual education.
Okay, so from home
yes.
and also in school. Is it being taught in schools?
It's taught in schools.
Okay.
There are little groups. There are groups in schools. There are assemblies that they hold to advocate. They have their biology classes. They have their science classes, physical and health classes in schools.
Okay, you see,
where this advocacy are being done to know what an indecent touch.
Sensitive parts
of your body should be protected. Okay. Even when you are bathing a child, you should teach the child how to wash.
Is it that men are not supposed? Is it that men are not supposed to bathe their female children, or maybe house help? Boys house help are not supposed to bathe to avoid, because what you don't see or you don't touch, you don't know. You understand? So
for that. Like I said earlier, teach children how to wash the sensitive parts of their body.
No matter the age, like a 3-year-old child.
A 3-year-old child can squat.
Okay, and wash herself.
Yes, this is how to do it. Pour the water for the child. This is how to do it, and don't let other people touch. But yes, if
no matter
the mother,
who that person is,
but if the mother,
even if it's the father,
the child should be safe wherever you are. A child should know what a wrong touch is and a right touch is. Like if you touch a child on the shoulder, but if you cross, you know it's wrong. If you tap the butt, it's wrong. A lot of people, they do that.
Even without the child growing breasts, you still teach the child not to.
Yes, because even children of age 5 that have not even gotten to puberty, some of them are raped. They are defiled, not raped. They are defiled. Most of them are defiled. Even boys, 3-year-old, they are defiled. So you should teach the child how to know healthy boundaries, to set boundaries, to protect their body, because their body is their body and not for anyone else.
Let me also ask you, from what you're saying, you're talking that parents really have a role to play as far as this child molestation is concerned, and then you begin to it brings the thought that on the part of the parents they should be sensitive and observant too. And then I'll ask you, as parents, what should they know for a child who is molested? What should they really know about a child that is molested? Most of these children, they can be so mute. It will take another person to understand that this child has been molested. So what should the parents know?
First of all, you need to know the behavioral disposition of the children, of the child in your custody. You need to know their demeanor, their attitude. When you see a child withdrawing, there's something called withdrawal syndrome. You see the child withdrawing, the child that usually lively, going into his or her shell, you should know that something is wrong with that child, because children are seen to always be hyperactive. Like the excess adrenaline working on them, you know. When you see a child that is behaving abnormally, abnormal from the normal way that child behaves, then you should know that there's a problem.
Is it that, okay, maybe, what if you now as a parent, you feel that maybe the child is running temperature? You know, some parents, when they see you, you're sitting or you're on your own, they'll now begin to touch you like this. Are you sure you don't have malaria? You understand? So, is it part of it?
And parents should ask questions. And also go to seek medical help. Medical check.
Okay. At that point,
yes.
At that point, you go to hospital, whether it's malaria.
Yes, you should know
fever,
what is wrong with the child. You should know the normal way the child behaves. If a child is running temperature, you would know. A child can be running temperature as a result of assault.
Yes.
You check the body. You should check your child's body. Okay. Check for marks. It may not even necessarily be defilement.
Not necessarily other things. It can be bullying. Yes, that brings me to that bullying you are talking about. There was a mother that posted online. He was trying to advise parents. He said, "There's this child of hers. She will come back from school. She'll be so dull." At the point, she told her mommy, "I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to go to school today." The mother was like, "Why? Oh yeah, pack your clothes. You are going to school." But at a point, the mother said she was bothered. She said, "Why would my child say I don't want to go to school?" So he had to do some findings, and only to discover that the child has been bullied in school. By a senior student. And so he keeps bullying the child. So the child doesn't have interest to learn. So it was at that point that they were able to address that bullying, and at the end of the day, the child came back to life. And so it does, like I was saying, parents need to be really, yes, be observant, get to know, why is this my child like this? I know how my child is. Certain changes has come. What should I do? Be intentional about finding out what is happening to this child. Ask questions. Carry the child along, like you said. Because
what of checking, is there other parts like the V points? Can you check it? Then the mouth, because you see some videos where men also put their thing inside the mouth of children, you know. So how will you now pinpoint, you know, you're an expert on this, how will you now know if I see by just looking at, you know, even without blisters, you know, sometimes blisters will not
You may not even see blisters. You may not see blisters. Maybe the child's immunity is even strong. You may not see blisters. But the behavior of
a pattern of the child.
Sometimes you may perceive.
Okay.
You may perceive that fluid. You know, you may perceive unnecessary sweat.
Okay.
On the child. You may notice that the child has been away for a while. This thing has been on. It has been prevalent. If you read the book of 2 Samuel 13, right? When the daughter of King David, Tamar, was being
defiled by his own stepbrother.
Her stepbrother Ammon. The guy planned this out. He manipulated the whole scenario. That he pretended to be sick, and he told them to bring flour and everything. She's going to need the bread for me over there.
Only her alone should be in the house.
That the lady say, well, oh, where is she? She's needing the bread, needing the flour to make bread. So when you notice, what am I saying is that a lot of people plan this out with their time. Yes, they plan it out. They manipulate.
Before they take action, they must have been nurturing it and planning it.
That's what Ammon did to Tamar. He nurtured it, and he painted the scenario in which way they will be looking for her. Someone will say, "Oh, she's needing. Don't you know she's going there to bake?" And then
parents should also cover the nakedness of their girl children, even the boy children, because what you don't see, your mind will not actually go there. You see some children running around naked. Because I have a friend that I visited her. If you see the way she was protecting her girl child, you know, the husband will carry, no, darling, give me. You know, you don't go and wear pad. I say, what is your problem? Why are you being so protective? She said, no. My mind did not even go to anywhere, because that's the father. You understand? So, but the girl was just being so careful. She said, no. Immediately the baby woke up, you know, was running to the father. If you see the way my friend pushed, come and wear your pants.
It's intentional.
You understand? So,
and of course, you see that these children are being lured. And then by so small, and you begin to wonder, family really comes in here at the end of the day, because you see, like one was saying, he was always giving biscuits and all that, 10 naira. They planned it and all that.
Let me buy something. Madam, I want to tell your child to help me buy something.
And you agree
as a mother. When you buy the thing, bring it inside my room. Bring change. I will buy ice cream for you.
Then charging of phone.
And probably the person has been helping the parents. Say, just go and do it for them.
Maybe it's a cleric or whatever he is. He's acting upright. People should know that people change.
And this means that means, do you mean that we can indict parents in terms of bringing up their children, training and that?
Some are intentional.
Do we? Because at the end of the day,
the essence of all these programs that we do, you know, so that parents will know where to draw the line and be very intentional. If you see your child
for too long,
you see a child running to uncle
every time,
please.
The man is always giving your child gift.
I was passing through one market. I saw one boy now carried one little girl, like 1 year, and the baby was crying, trying to jump down. The mother was like, don't you know that is your husband? Why are you running away today? Do you know what I did? I passed, I came back, I told the mother, I called the woman, I said, why are you allowing that boy to carry you? And your child is running away and you're forcing, please go and carry your, if you see the way I talked to her, I said, please go and carry your child and stop allowing this boy to carry your baby. She said, you know, for her, you know, ignorance and poverty and illiteracy. For her now, she does not know what, because that baby was trying
of
to,
that.
you know, a girl child withdraw, and she, the mother, was trying to force. That's exactly what they do when they give birth. You, a mother, will carry your baby to give to an older lady or your mother to come to, not even to nurture, to all this mutilation. Yes. There are this genital mutilation. It's part of what we are trying to talk about.
FGM is a inhuman act. It's
so you also this thing, you're also looking into that too. Okay. Is it part of what you people
female genital mutilation. I think the advocacy, the road work was done February 6, 2025.
Yes.
It was an international day for zero tolerance against female genital mutilation because it's an inhuman act carried out on the girl child or a woman, because different tribes carry it out depending on their cultural norms. Okay. But some is maybe 7 days old, some 1 week old, some it's at the point of the woman getting married.
Okay.
That's when they mutilate the vagina area. And this is an inhuman act because the act of carrying it out is not even medically
it's not good
recognized. Yes, medically, the medical practitioners, they kick against it because of the tools that are usually used for it. Some of them are not sterilized, and this can cause a lot of negative effects on the female reproductive system. It can cause excessive bleeding. Instead of them, some people, in the process of cutting a little part, they scarify the place and cut everything totally. And this can cause bleeding, infection, or failure to even get pregnant in the future.
All right. We are looking at child molestation. We know that Nigeria adopted the Child Rights Act in 2003. There's a legal framework, which means that if children are being molested, they should find justice.
Of course.
But I know that Edo State domesticated that Child Rights Act. But we seem to see rising cases of child molestation. One may begin to ask that probably the justice system is not doing well. Do you think there's a missing link somewhere? Or what should be done to cover this gap? The justice system, there's a legal framework for dealing with child molestation, but we still have increase in these cases in Nigeria.
Yeah, the justice system is trying. I will not say they are not trying. But a lot needs to be done. A lot of advocacy, fines and penalties need to be increased. People should stop covering up, because maybe sometimes it may be their relatives that are victims of such, that are perpetrators of such negative acts. So we are also calling for everyone to have a change of mindset. We have to have a reawakening, a renaissance of our own mind to make other people safe and secure. If you're talking about the justice system, who makes the justice system? Is it not? It's every one of us. It's about the men and the females.
The females, yeah.
Yes, it covers every one of us. It's our own relatives that are there. Your own relatives are there. Your neighbors are there. Your classmates are there. So we should all collaborate to make sure that the molestation on children is reduced to the barest minimum.
And so by way of wrapping up, because we have pressed for time, how should a molested child be helped? How can we help a child that is molested?
A child molested should be loved, should not be blamed at all. Because some people blame the child. What were you doing there? Why did you dress like this?
Why did you dress
like this? But the fact that a child is not properly dressed does not give another person a right.
Why should you, if you look at a child, if he's not properly...
You correct the child. Why will you go and touch the child or assault or defile the child because the child is not proper? If you see a mad woman roaming on the street half naked, will you go and touch her on her sensitive parts? You won't do that. So that thing I always call power imbalance. They feel that that person is a minor and they are the major. So anything they do, they can carry it out. The justice system should work together with all other stakeholders to make sure that the environment is safe and secure for children. And also children should be taught how to speak out, to voice out, to blow a whistle. Whistle blow doesn't mean they will blow whistle in their mouth. They should cry out. You know, there are different ways to protect yourself. You can build your self-defense, your reflex, you know, to hit, to strike. You can.
So you can be taught karate.
I think they should be teaching children those things.
So that they can
even
like
pepper spray.
Yes, those are pepper spray,
in their
alarms in houses. Yes,
exactly.
alarms in houses. Even telephones, phoning.
Yeah.
You know, when you are in danger, learn to shout. Learn to know when someone is going beyond the necessary boundary.
And teach a child
contentment.
Contentment, biscuits. I'll buy biscuits for you. Don't
and they should be bold enough
to speak
to
up.
and say and resist.
Caregivers should listen.
Resist any form.
Not blame.
And
Listen
make your children your
friends. Yes.
Make your children
show them
so that they can talk to you.
You can scold them and still bring them back.
close.
Because when they know that when I talk, my mama is friendly, my father is friendly, they can always share their thoughts.
Yes.
Like one woman said, once the children are back from school, before you know, because of how she has been relating with them, they will say, "Mommy, today somebody tried to touch my this." I said, no. So the mother is like, that's how because she has girls. She should even want to hear stories and all that. Thank you so much. You shared your thought. It's all about everybody being concerned, parents, the society, stakeholders, everybody coming together to know that children are gifts from God and they should be really taken care of for a better tomorrow. Ifoma.
So it's very, the discussion is very interactive, and what I have to say is that every child is your child. So if you see any child misbehaving or you see anybody trying to molest any child around you, please speak up. You know, teach one or two things so you can scold, and at the end of the day bring back the child, so that at the end of the day we'll have a very safe society for everybody to live in.
Yes, the main thing is there, safe society for everybody to live in, because both the child, the adult, the older ones, everybody constitute the society, and when one section of the society is being tampered with, it will affect the whole society. Thank you so much, Ifeko Kokwe, for always coming around to share your thoughts. We do appreciate what you've told us today, and we hope that from what we've said today, everybody will rise. Whoever had been relaxing, let's rise to the occasion that, like the 2003 Human Rights Act has stated, the child needs to be protected and preserved and kept so that we all can be happy for it in the nearest future. Thank you so much for always having time to come around on Midweek Connect every Wednesday, 9 o'clock in the morning. We look forward to having you join us again next week. Until then, do have a wonderful day.
It is for the child to choose his own career. Then you sponsor him. You understand?